right, what do you got?
Got in the news, would-be kidnapper grabs boy 6 off Coney Island street as screaming child's parents chase him down in this wild video.
That's just drugs, right?
Yeah. Look, it looked like he was like just casually walking around with them. And then once he saw the lady, he tossed the baby right at her.
What is that person?
He was feeling himself just a little bit too much.
It's a lot of mental illness, and it's just out on the street.
Well, you
now,
develop
right?
mental illness if you do enough drugs.
I guess
You know, it's indiscernible one from the other.
I guess so.
It's some people that just have a natural affinity, like go that direction, but other people, you do drugs and it erodes their brain. The impurities in the drugs heat up their brain, so now they're like,
He's also wearing a hat like he's a dervish.
Whirling one or just a standard child grabbing
I'm so glad you brought up the term whirling dervish. Because when I did Dancing with the Stars, I went to my young dance partner and I referenced a whirling dervish. And she went, huh? And I said, whirling dervish. And she went, I don't know what that is.
Listen,
I said, that's you. All you do is dance for a living, and that's the only dancer I
would
know.
think so, yeah.
Why don't you know that?
Well, she's like very sports specific, you know. She's not over in the dervish world.
She's Mormon and 19 and from Utah.
Well-known dervishes over there.
Yeah, that's dervish country.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he snatched him up. They grabbed him. He's busted for kidnapping.
What is that guy?
Yeah, he's Jonathan Robalino.
Oh, get ice up in there.
Yeah. I don't know. They didn't mention his immigration status. But, yeah, they
I'll tell you the scariest criminals are the impulse criminals. I don't mind the guys planning the diamond heist for 9 months or the train robbery. It's the impulse guys. I'm just going to push that person onto the subway tracks, or I'm just going to whack that person in the back of the head with a brick, or I'm just going to snatch up this kid and walk away. Like, it's the impulse crime that gets me. I don't mind the capers.
It seemed like the way that he was acting wasn't like nefarious. Like, I'm going to capture this little kid and run off with him. It was like he was high and just
it was high. That was weird. I don't know if that was. That was not like a Patty Hearst-esque kidnapping or a Frank Sinatra Jr. or a Adolf Coors, I think, had his kid kidnapped.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure Adolf Coors of Coors Beer.
For extortion, for money, ransom.
Or beer.
I would think so.
I think Coors, there's some story about his kid getting kidnapped. Also, in the world of whirling dervish, I got a private tour of the Coors Brewery in Rocky Mountains up there with the water. And I had like the 28-year-old blonde chick, and she's going to take us on the tour, private tour. It was great. And I said, I'm from L.A. What was the whole Smoking the Bandit story? I mean, they took the Coors, they're taking it to Texarkana or something. Why? I don't get it. Why can't you just take Coors? Why can't you buy Coors in Texarkana or something? She goes, what? I go, Smoking the Bandit. What? They had the Bandit. I mean, there was smoke. I mean,
it was product placement in that movie.
They had it was 700 million cases. They were taking a case from Texarkana to eastbound and down. Come on now. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, Coors, the biggest Coors movie ever. Come on now. I was like, wow. Doesn't have to be part of the curriculum before you learn to be a tour guide?
Well, everybody knows that they're thirsty in Atlanta and there's beer in Texarkana.
That's right.
She just wanted you to say Breaker 19.
It had something to do with it, non-pasteurized products or something.
Or transporting alcohol or across state lines.
No, because you could, if you were Pabst Blue Ribbon, you could do it, sell it in Oregon. You can sell it anywhere you want. I mean, it had something to do with Coors wasn't pasteurized, and they didn't allow that product in Atlanta. Because you could buy other beers everywhere, pretty much. Like Primo beer was like Hawaii, and you could buy it out here. And it wasn't the transport, it was the pasteurization. I think. You can look it up. But now...
Skirting some regulations there, Bandit.
Yeah, she didn't know what I was talking about. And then they give a whole big speech about the water. Like, it's the Rocky Mountain water that makes the difference. It's the Rocky Mountain water, right? And then after about 13 speeches about the Rocky Mountain water and why that makes the difference in their beer, they go, we just opened a new facility in St. Louis as well. And I go, well, how do you get the Rocky Mountain water to St. Louis? And she goes, it turns out the St. Louis municipal water is almost exactly the same pH. Like, all right, cut the fucking shit, bitch. Cut. You don't know who Smoking the Bandit is. Now they're using this tap water from St. Louis. Give me a fucking break. Rocky Mountain. Adolph Coors III, heir to the Coors Brewing Company, was kidnapped on February 1960 and subsequently murdered.
Damn.
They
didn't even ransom him.
They tried. It was ransom gone wrong.
Oh.
But this, anyway, I know the parents have probably heard it 1,000 times, but your son is not Adolph Coors III. This is a rando street situation.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, next up, L.A. Mayor Karen Bass denounces and interferes with the ICE raid during a sweep of illegal immigrants in a gang-plagued area. Yeah. This is the park here, MacArthur Park, and a large immigrant population.
Someone left the beans out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it 'cause it took so long to make it, and I'll never have that recipe again. Oh, you know MacArthur Park?
No, I don't.
I'm so happy that I'm just enough younger than you that I was never tortured with that song.
I love that song. Are you kidding me?
You're always dropping knowledge.
That's one of my favorite songs. All right, so MacArthur Park, traditional shithole taken over by gangbangers. Basically, you go to MacArthur Park if you need a fake ID.
Oh, really?
Or Vax card or something. Yeah. That's where you'd go, to MacArthur Park, because that's where all the gangbangers, Mexicans hang out.
Well,
so they swept
right here.
It. Yeah.
You can make that big because that's a...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the operation with... they had horse and everything. Like, it was a whole deal.
But Karen Bass is on the side of the illegals, so that's her world.
Yeah,
that's her
she had a lot of quotes. I didn't know if we had that video.
Here's what I would love. Here's what you know when they do that stuff where they go like, they'll do those news things where they'll tabulate stuff. And it's usually the right conservative guys doing it. They'll go, so here's the kind of stuff they'll do. They'll go talk about Trump and Russian collusion between NBC, ABC, and CNN and MSNBC, 200,000 hours last month. Talk about Hunter Biden's laptop, 41 seconds combined of all the networks. So you go, okay, these are the stories they're covering. These are the stories they're not covering. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they have an agenda. So it's like tons and tons of Russian collusion talk or whatever, PP tape, a Steele dossier talk, no talk about Hunter Biden's real laptop. That's an actual thing because that's the way they run their news.
Yeah.
Okay. If you took Karen Bass and Newsome, so if you took the mayor of Los Angeles and the governor of California and you just went combined Twitter, press conference, written statements, and talk based on Trump fighting Trump, ICE fighting ICE versus permits, rebuilding efforts, Palisades. Right.
Yeah,
you would get 200 million minutes of them fighting with zero fucking permit talk. So in one world, your place just got done burning to the ground, but there's zero updates. There's no, hey man, another victory. Here's some info for those who are looking for permits. Here's some building info. Here's whatever, updates and info. None of that. It's all we're fighting Trump and we're fighting ICE. So that's who they are. I mean, here's the deal. That's what they care about, everybody. They don't care about rebuilding shit. They care about fighting Trump, at least the optics in terms of their constituency. So that's where they're at. You like the UFC. I like vintage race cars. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I don't talk about stuff I don't care about, but she doesn't care about rebuilding. She cares about fighting Trump.
This is really interesting. This is her mentality.
Right, here it is. Clip.
Lower the temper of the rhetoric on both sides if you need one.
Absolutely. As soon as they stop marching troops that disrupt our kids in parks. Yes.
Right.
And then Pete, I mean there's conversations that happen in public and then there's other conversations too.
And if you realize this was arrest for reconnaissance.
What did you say?
This was not, since you said nobody was arrested, and I didn't able to determine if anyone was arrested or not. This looked purely like it was reconnaissance.
She's, by the way, a communist.
Troops to do that. And by the way, how about using undercover folks or drones? They really needed to use all of that military equipment as reconnaissance?
Yeah, do you think it was just a dog and pony show?
Well, I call it a political stunt. If you want to call it a dog and pony show, go right ahead. Same thing.
With this going on for more than a month now, are you starting to feel like you're not even in control of the situation, or is there a feeling of helplessness?
No, I will never feel helpless, and I don't think anybody here feels helpless. That's not in our DNA. We're going to continue fighting.
They got to fight. They got to fight. All right. Everyone's fighting. You got to fight. You got to stand up. You got to fight. You got to say something. You got to be heard. You need to sit at the table.
I found a really wonderful tweet from the Los Angeles Times from yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Picture of Gavin Newsome looking.
Is he standing
serious.
and fighting?
He's got his chin up and he's looking into the battle on the horizon and thinking about getting in. It says 6 months after L.A. fires, Newsome calls for federal aid while criticizing the Trump administration.
I know.
It's not Newsome rebuilt anything or took any concrete steps to actually help the state of California.
It's basically that headline is son makes fun of his stepdad for being fat while asking him for the keys to the Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's like you need this guy to bail you out, but you keep critiquing him, criticizing him, and attacking him, and it makes him not want to help you out. And as a citizen who would like to be helped out, I would ask that you stop attacking the guy we're asking to help.
Adam, that hat looks horrible. Can I get a raise?
That's exactly what he's doing. Hold on, we're paying you? All right, what else you got?
Oh, next up is the Gary Coleman's ex-wife, Shannon Price, flunks a polygraph about a actor's fatal fall. Pretty big deal.
What? First off, that different strokes and that just turned out to be a shit show. It's kind of interesting because Todd Bridges was the original fuck up in that crew.
It was the 80s.
Right. Yeah. It was money,
Smoking
it was
crack.
Cocaine. It was like, so he got out of the gate as like the lead fuck up in that group.
You're right.
Now, 30 years later, everyone's dead and Todd's fine.
He got it together somewhere along the line.
Because Arnold's dead and Mrs. Drummond or Mr. Drummond's dead.
Yeah.
And the housekeeper's dead, and Dana Plato's dead. I think Dana went first. Drugs. Robin. And by the way, whether it's her or Heidi Fleiss, anytime you end up in Pahrump, there's problems.
You're right.
There's problems. She went. So then Arnold fell off the stairs or balcony or something, like a double wide trailer, something, like lived in a shitty trailer, fell down the stairs or something and died. And then
there's a clip. She went on this show and she kind of did a polygraph test. And when they asked her, did you have any kind of thing to do with his fall, she turned out to be deceptive on those questions.
Really?
Yeah, so now she just put herself in the crosshairs.
Why would she go on a show and do maybe
to get out of the trailer for an evening that her boyfriend died in?
Well, maybe we can watch a clip or something. Did he fall downstairs in a trailer? Something like that? I got a head full of Frank McCluskey and Van Stone and Adolf Coors III. You know what I mean? It's fucking. It's amazing I can keep up with half of this shit that's rattling around in my head.
Yeah,
Gary Coleman
not
died
Webster, you asshole. Jesus Christ, that's Arnold.
What'd you talk about, Willis?
You did a black simile right there.
Black simile all in my head.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
Gary Coleman died from a bad fall. Shannon says it is time to prove that she did not kill Gary.
If you had anything to do physically with Gary's fall, the polygraph's going to show that. You know what I mean by physical, right?
Oh, I know. Pushing him, shoving him, throwing him overboard.
Is this important to you?
Yes.
Get serious.
Let's do this.
Lie Detector, Truth or Deception, premieres Thursday, July 10th at 9.
I didn't know he
Crime
married
investigation
Methany.
event only on A&E.
That lady.
They have to pay these people to go on this
100%.
show, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there's no.
I mean, why would you admit to a murder for free?
Yeah, I don't know. Also, it's not. I guess it's not admissible, or it's not. You're going to need more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying they could start an investigation because of that and exhume the body.
I don't know. Maybe we should all just go out like James Dean and not have to hang around and watch everyone die.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad Heath Ledger's dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him to see this.
I woke up thinking that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness. I thought he's gone. Because you have to just hang out, watch everybody,
Exactly.
everyone just die. Know what I mean? I got the
He's
two
in
guys.
peace now.
I got the two guys I was always mistaken for dead. I got Gilbert Godfrey,
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald.
Oh,
I got my two guys I was dead.
well, turns out you're the Highlander.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Going around.
I feel bad.
Killing comedians with raspy, hard voices.
People, you know what you realize as you travel through life? Nobody pays any attention to anything. And it pisses me off because I pay attention to shit, but no one else does. And so they're never listening. They don't even know, they don't even know. They think they know you from something. They got you mixed up with somebody else. I tell you, I had somebody call me Norm Macdonald 6 months after he died. I was like, is this ever going to end? He's dead. Jesus Christ. By the way, you know who Norm Macdonald is. Why don't you know he's dead? It's all.
I didn't even know he was sick.
Now, he kept it quiet, but there are other rumors. I don't know.
Sorry, that's a Norm joke. Sorry, man.
He was a good dude.
Great.
But weird. And then he didn't drive
Obviously.
himself. Yeah. Can I say something? I think comedians, hot chicks know they're hot. And so hot chicks just kind of do what they want. And they never say, I'm late all the time because I'm hot. And they never say anything because I'm hot. But there's a little understanding that that's what they get to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
And they just then no hot chick ever goes, I do what I want because I'm hot. No one really gives me any shit, so fuck you, bitches. You can wait. Like, I'll be a half hour late to brunch and you guys can all sit there, stare at your napkins.
But if
I'm
you
hot.
bring it up to them, they will just stonewall you. They don't even believe it. They say, no, because I'm nice.
They act
like there's like some type of cognitive dissonance.
Here's my point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comedians who act weird and do what they want because they're comedians. And they go, I'm a fucking comedian. So I don't, you go, get up in the morning. They go, I don't get up. I'm a comedian. Change that tire. Like, I'm not fucking change the tire. I'm not doing that shit. Drive over to the studio. I'm not coming. I don't drive. I'm not coming to the studio. Like, they kind of use it. It's not a full-time crutch.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a crutch. And people make room for them. Like, they'll go, Norm, he's, the creative types. He's not going to be on time. He's not going to drive himself. You have to. It's not enough to remind him on a Monday what time the flight is on a Friday. You're going to fucking call it Friday and remind him because he's not going to remember. And it's kind of like, is it that or does he just falling back on it?
I just know as a pro fighter back when I was a kid, I just had everything done for me all the time, and I just assumed it. I had like a learned helplessness that I had to unlearn because you just got used to being pampered.
Yeah, and it's like, again, the hot chick kind of knowing that the people will wait on her, and you know what I mean?
But the game's over if she admits that, so she has to like dance around.
There's a out of it comedian. Norm Macdonald got a lot of mileage out of just going, I don't drive. And it's like, if a dude is a roofer or a dude's a pool man or a school teacher and he goes, I don't drive. You go, fuck you don't. I'm not fucking picking you up. Learn how to get a fucking permit and learn how to drive, you lazy sack of shit. But when you're creative, you get to make these announcements. That's all.